as well, working to lead that committee. I believe I am up next. Okay, great, thank you. So I'm going to talk to you today about the NeuroTechX Chapters Initiative, which I am thankful and fortunate enough to be leading presently. So who are we? Well, the NeuroTechX Chapter Initiative is a group of enthusiasts. We are all enthusiasts. We are all volunteers driven by the goal of impacting local and global communities positively through neurotechnology and both advancements and awareness. And so I'd like to take this time to just acknowledge the map that I include here today, although we can definitely see some areas where we could start chapters and grow local ecosystems and start to grow more globally. I would very much like to nod or to tip my hat towards those chapters that are already established and working very hard to create local value and global value within their communities of enthusiasts. It's pretty remarkable to me that we can see this spread. And I'm very happy to know that we'll be able to grow and stimulate these ecosystems in the months and years to come. So that's a taste of kind of our growth and our presence across the world. And very happy to see everybody able to join us today, and some both old and new faces. I'm also going to provide a special shout out to the newest members of our NeuroTechX family. So we have Australia, although I don't think anybody is on the line today, as it's presently, I think, 3 a.m. or something in their local time. We have Berlin, who's joined us most recently, and Galicia, Spain as well. I saw them online, and make sure to stay tuned for an upcoming event of theirs. India is also available, and they have many events coming up, as well as one they just did, so stay tuned there. La Paz, Bolivia, I think I saw someone on the line. We have Malmo from Sweden, Moscow, who many of you may know from our BCI 101 event. I'm happy to say we also have a Scotland presence available, as well as one of our, I think, most recent chapters, Salt Lake City, Utah. And finally, certainly last but not least, our Zurich presence. So just a huge shout out to say welcome to the NeuroTechX family. You can see that you're amongst a strong community of friends, and we're here to support each and every one of you. Now, of course, our efforts here would not be what they are without support from a number of community members, the chapter lead as acknowledged, but also our newly established Connectome Committee. So I am the Connectome manager overseeing the Global Chapters Initiative. And then I think many of you probably already know Mohit Patel, who's the Connectome coordinator. And we're welcoming Jean as well to our team. So thank you very much for joining today, and I look forward to working with all of you. Finally, we are going to be recruiting for 2 Connectomes to oversee a subset of the chapters. So please do keep your eyes out for any open call for applications and to chat more about how your interests may align with these opportunities. I think we've had a few people submitting requests already, so you can reach out to me at brian@neurotechx.com and we can chat further. Now, the big thing, what do we do? Well, we are part of the community pillar. So our goal is to broaden and deepen neurotechnology ecosystems globally and locally. And of course, our activities span across a number of our pillars. We aim to deliver content to the diverse communities of neurotech enthusiasts that exist around the world. So I'd like to just acknowledge a few of these images here. And I'll also echo Yannick's sentiments and say that I definitely had a few tears in my eyes when I was flipping through these photos and searching for the ones to choose. And there are many more. So if you'd like to walk down memory lane, please reach out. So quickly, I think many of you were familiar and able to join BCI 101. Shout out to Matt Fay, the Moscow team, including Ilya and Slava, and Sophie and Ben and the London team for coming together and organizing what was a stellar global series earlier this year. Likewise, another shout out to Slava and a similar team for organizing Neurotech Gaming, which happened in mid-July. Again, I think many were able to join and benefit from that experience. It was truly remarkable to see everyone come together this year in light of course, what was a shifting, I guess, experience with the global pandemic. Finally, I'd like to also nod towards some of the really cool cross-chapter projects that are happening right now. There's talk about creating kind of hack hubs around the world where you may be able to get open spaces and devices for people to work on. So stay tuned for that. And if you're interested in supporting that locally, let me know. Finally, we also have a number of local events and projects as well. Yannick certainly mentioned many of the projects that we have on the go, so I'd like to just highlight a few of our local events. We recently had an event from Berlin, one of the new meetup groups. As you can see in the top right area of the slide, We also have many events already from Neurotech X India. So we have one tomorrow morning, actually. For me, it's 7 a.m. Eastern time. And they had one recently, and they're going to be organizing a big webinar for the end of September. So keep that in mind. And I'm also going to take some time to do a nice little throwback shout out here to some of the events listed here. So we had Neurotech TO organized a fantastic opportunity with the Ontario Brain Institute and INCF, you can see in the quadrant here. And also nod to Neurotech Montreal and their entrepreneurship series. And then, of course, you know, the world-renowned Neurotech San Francisco and Neurotech Paris Hack Nights that are occurring weekly, Mondays and Thursdays. Please join them. It's a very welcoming experience, and no doubt you will be going back. And finally, I'd like to just highlight that, of course, we have a track record here. We've run a number of events, and we're working toward being able to take the experiences that we've been able to learn from, and ultimately provide that information or feed it forward to some of the newer chapters or those looking to do something similar. So this is a roster of events that we've done before, and you can consider for your local communities. We've done larger scale partner events. We've done regular local chapter events, things like lectures, workshops, been hackathons. Of course, we have regular hack nights, both in person and now very, very digital, considering the pandemic. And then collaborative events with our beloved student clubs as well. So certainly food for thought if you're looking to organize your next event. Finally, I'd like to touch on the fact that our chapters initiative integrates well with the newsletter, of course, with services who will be speaking momentarily, as well as social media, the EDU initiative, the newly minted content lab, and of course the diversity committee. So we're truly thankful to be working with all of you. And just look at this. This is an incredible, incredible slide. Okay, so finally, where are we going? Well, we're kind of 2 years into a 5-year roadmap. Oh. There we are. So 2020, we are going to be working on a 5-year anniversary update. You will hear more about that from Catalina momentarily. We're also working hard to create opportunities and resources for acquiring sponsorship. So if you have any opportunities at all, or if you're looking to secure hardware, software from some of the companies around the world, please reach out to us. We're working to create these relationships, and so we'd very much like to be able to help support you as you negotiate those opportunities, and we have many things available to make it easy as possible for you. Finally, as Yannick mentioned previously, we're working on creating training modules or training opportunities for everyone, as well as turnkey style events, so things that you can get off the ground very quickly. One that I'll mention is our flagship Buzz and Review event that Mohit will talk to momentarily. 2021, we are going to be working on solidifying some new frameworks. So as much as we are a bottom-up initiative and we have local city chapters, we also recognize that there's a need for some overarching structure within countries and within continents. And so we're going to be trialing out some different models. We're also, again, going to be continually pushing hard to secure regular sponsorship for all of your hard work and support for all of your hard work. And finally, we're targeting South America and East Asia as opportunities for us to really grow strong communities within Neurotech X and beyond. So this is all towards our 2022 goal of a year of sustained momentum, where we'd like to start January 1st and run through really relying on the processes that we've developed, test those processes, and ensure that we have continued activity or momentum across all of our wonderful chapters. So I'll leave you with that. I'm going to turn it over to Mohit shortly to talk briefly about our Buzz in Review, but I would just like to take time to highlight that Neurotech Galicia has an event on September 8th. Do check out their meetup for that event. We also have a webinar, as I mentioned, from India tomorrow. It should be on their meetup event. And then we have another one from India at the end of September. And finally, we will be launching our Buzz in Review in October. If I did miss any events, it's just because it's not on my immediate radar. So please do let me know if it's coming, and we'll make sure to get the word out so you can get all of those people attending your wonderful programming. Thank you. So Mohit, just want to take a minute to talk about Buzz in Review.
Thanks, Brian. So I'm Mohit. I work as Connectome Coordinator with Brian on Chapters Initiative. So in 2020, we carried out for the first time Buzz in Review event series across 8 chapters. The idea was to have one event that can be carried out across each Neurotech X chapter in a very short period of time to create a buzz around Neurotech X and neurotechnology in the local communities. So we presented a review of a number of things, noteworthy events from the last year, updates on neurotech industry, latest news, startup, funding, academic highlights. And this way we could cater to each category of the audience attending the event and provide them an amazing networking opportunity. We received tremendous enthusiastic feedback from the audience, and it also reflected in the Slack and newsletter live signups. So after this year's Budget Review, our collaboration with many companies who were local sponsor and involved with BR in one way or other has deepened into new professional relationships. So this year, we are aiming to increase local companies' interaction component in the event structure. This is an also opportunity for new chapters to set the tone for an active year ahead in their local community and also to grow the new community. We are aiming to have 15 plus chapters this year involved, and we'll be, as Brian mentioned, we'll be launching the BIR in October with a launch call, and I'll get to with more details around that. Thank you. Back to you, Brian.
Great.